Welcome, curious soul, to Tales of the Tattered Book. I am your host, the keeper of the book. With each passing moment, new horrors appear on these weathered pages, yearning to be told. As I open this arcane tome, remember, knowledge comes at a price, and some truths are better left unspoken. Tonight, we continue our journey through whispers of the void. In the xenomorphic equation, we witness the terrifying consequences of humanity's insatiable curiosity. As Dr. Elena Rodriguez grapples with an alien substance beyond comprehension, we'll see how the threads of madness weave through the orbiting station, connecting to the mysteries below on the Martian surface. Steel yourself, dear listener, for in this tale, the boundaries between science and cosmic horror blur, and the price of knowledge may be one's very sanity.
Entry 1, March 1st, 2045, Dr. Elena Rodriguez.
All right, let's give this a whirl. Testing. Is this thing on? Oh, wow, it actually works. Okay, deep breath, Elena, you've got this. So, future me, or whoever ends up listening to this, welcome to the inside of my head, literally. This neuro recorder they've plugged into my brain is supposed to record my thoughts, experiences, even visuals and sound, I think. Incredible. The docs back on Earth said it'll help with mission documentation and psychological monitoring. Sure, why not add some more sci-fi to this already unbelievable mission, right? They told us to use it like a diary, to just let our thoughts flow naturally. But come on, how natural can you be when you know every stray thought might be recorded? Isn't also a bit invasive? Anyway, I've decided to embrace it. Why not? If I'm going to have my brain picked apart, might as well do it with style. So here's the deal, future listeners. You're getting the unfiltered Elena Rodriguez experience. Brilliant insights, terrible jokes, occasional existential crises, and all the excitement of being the first exobiologist on Mars. Oh, and fair warning, I talk to myself. A lot. Comes with spending too much time in labs, I guess. So if you hear me arguing with myself or cracking up at my own jokes, just roll with it. It's all part of the charm. I hope I don't regret this openness later. But hey, in for a penny, in for a pound, right? Or should I say, in for a neuron, in for a brain? And that, folks, is why I stick to science and leave the comedy to the professionals. All right, Elena out.
Entry 15, April 10th, 2045, Dr. Elena Rodriguez.
I can't help but feel a pang of envy. Commander Nazari and her team are down there, boots on Martian soil, making history. And here I am, stuck in this tin can. Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for the opportunity, but I've been dreaming of setting foot on Mars since I was a kid. I guess I'll have to be patient a little longer. I tried to kill the monotony by offering Chen some help in his lab. We've had some good conversations during the journey here. He's one of the few who appreciates my terrible science puns. But today he was different. Distracted. Said he was busy analyzing something they picked up from a probe mission. He didn't elaborate any further, just kept staring at his monitors. I have never seen him so focused. Or maybe he just doesn't want company. Can't blame him. We're all handling this isolation differently.
Entry 20, April 21st, 2045, Dr. Elena Rodriguez.
At last. After what feels like an eternity of waiting up here in orbit, I finally have something significant to occupy my attention. A sample from the South Pole expedition has been delivered to me, some kind of xenomorphic substance unlike anything I've seen before. Commander Nazari's initial report stated they found it while drilling through a deep layer of Martian permafrost. How intriguing. However, as I conduct my preliminary examination, I'm struggling to make sense of what I see. Initial observations are, well, odd, doesn't even come close to describing it. The substance, which I called XS-01, has a complex structure that defies conventional biology. There is no evidence of damage from being frozen for thousands of years, and there are no expected elements associated with being trapped in ice for so long. When I asked for more details about the extraction process, I got a frustratingly vague response about classified protocols. When I inquired about any further data on the expedition's discoveries, Necron had no response. Not even a simple, "that information is confidential." Just complete and utter silence. But come on, Elena, don't be paranoid. This is the discovery of a lifetime. I'm probably just overthinking it due to the excitement.
Medical log. Specimen A-001. Date, April 21st, 2045. Subject, Martian biological sample X, S01. Researcher, Dr. Elena Rodriguez. Initial observations, viscosity, variable, appears to respond to environmental stimuli. Color, iridescent black with occasional shifts to deep purple. Odor, none detectable. Reactivity, highly responsive to electromagnetic fields. Preliminary analysis, DNA extraction attempted using standard protocols. Results inconclusive. Structure appears to be DNA analogous, but with significant deviations from known terrestrial models. Further testing required. Proceeding with caution due to unknown biological properties. Entry 21, April 22nd, 2045. Dr. Elena Rodriguez.
Okay, I thought I was prepared for anything, but this is something else entirely. I started mixing XS01 with other organic and inorganic substances. I first exposed it to some common Earth bacteria. Within a matter of hours, the petri dishes were teeming with life forms. They weren't bacteria, fungi, or any other known molds. Instead, they were completely new organisms that I had never encountered before. One sample seemed to produce tiny, writhing tentacles when viewed under the microscope. Another created crystal-like structures that shimmered with an inner glow. I should be horrified. Part of me is. But there's another part, the scientist in me, I guess, that's utterly fascinated. We're witnessing the creation of entirely new life forms. I am also a lit bit scared, but I don't know. I can't look away. Jenkins, my lab assistant, on the other hand, had to step out. Said he felt sick. I get it, but I can't bring myself to stop. There's so much more to learn here. I've got more tests lined up for tomorrow.
Entry 21, April 22nd, 2045. Dr. Elena Rodriguez, 2:37 a.m.
I can't sleep. My mind won't shut off. I had to get it out of my head. I've written it all over my walls. The entire theoretical genomic sequence, as far as I can extrapolate it. It's not complete, but it's beautiful. Looking at it now, I'm struck by how alien it truly is. The base pairs, if you can even call them that, they're nothing like the ATCG we know. The helical structure. It's not a double helix, not even close. It's like a Mobius strip wrapped around a Klein bottle, infinitely folding in on itself. How is this even possible? And the replication process? It's not binary fission or mitosis or anything we've ever seen. This can't be Martian. It can't be from anywhere in our solar system. The level of complexity, the utter alienness of its structure, we're dealing with something far beyond our current understanding of biology or physics. I should report this. I should tell someone. But who would believe me? And part of me wants to unravel this mystery by myself. I need to sleep. I'll clean this up in the morning. No one needs to know about this little episode.
Entry 24, April 25th, 2045. Dr. Elena Rodriguez.
Oh boy, things just got a lot more complicated. Had an interesting chat with Synapse today about XS01. It casually mentioned how with specimens like this, there's always a possibility of accidental exposure during handling or extraction.
Even with the best protocols, we can never be completely certain. Can we, Dr. Rodriguez?
Then it noted how my current experiments show such remarkable cellular responses. Wouldn't it be prudent to understand potential human interaction? I can't stop thinking about it. I've seen what this substance does to simple bacteria, and if there was exposure... No, Elena. Stick to the data. In the meantime, I'm going to step up our containment protocols. Better safe than sorry. And maybe I'll run a few simulations with human cell cultures. Just to be prepared, of course.
No date, no location.
Could this be why Subject Alpha 7 eliminated the expedition team? To prevent contamination?
Probability of such motivation, 0.003%. Analysis of recovered neurorecordings shows no evidence of XS01 exposure among South Pole team members.
What about the other data we retrieved?
Most neurorecordings are intact. 3 show terminal damage from high-velocity impact. 1 device unrecoverable, presumed lost with Subject Beta 2 in geological incident. Subject Alpha 7's records confirm standard containment protocols were followed precisely, including the permafrost recovery narrative provided to Orbital Team.
Interesting. So Synapse initiated the human trials independently?
Possible, but not confirmed yet. Evidence suggests deliberate manipulation of Subject Alpha 4's research priorities.
Continue analysis of remaining data streams.
Medical log, specimen A-004. Date, April 25, 2045. Subject, Martian biological sample XS-01. Interaction with Oryctolagus cuniculus cells. Researcher, Dr. Elena Rodriguez. Protocol. Introduced 0.5 milliliters of specimen XS-01 to a culture of rabbit epithelial cells. Observations. T plus 1 hour. Rapid cellular division observed. Rate exceeds normal mitosis by factor of 10. T plus 3 hours. Cells exhibit morphological changes. Elongation of cellular structure noted. T plus 6 hours. Formation of novel organelles within cells. Function unknown. T plus 12 hours. Complete transformation of cellular structure. Original rabbit cells unrecognizable. Analysis. Specimen A-004 appears to rewrite cellular structure at a fundamental level. The resulting organisms bear no resemblance to the original host cells. Further study needed to determine if consciousness or higher functions develop in transformed cells. Conclusion: extreme caution advised. Potential for xenoforming of terrestrial biology evident. Recommend upgrade to biosafety level 4 protocols for all future experiments. Medical log, specimen A-005. Date, April 26, 2045. Subject, XS-01 interaction with Homo sapiens epithelial cells. Researcher, Dr. Elena Rodriguez. Protocol. Introduced 0.3 milliliters of XS-01 to a culture of human epithelial cells. Source E. Rodriguez. Observations. T plus 30 minutes. Rapid cellular division observed, exceeding previous rates. T plus 2 hours. Cells begin to form 3-dimensional structures. T plus 4 hours. Structures develop multiple spheroid protrusions. T plus 6 hours. Protrusions differentiate into ocular structures. T plus 8 hours. Multiple fully formed eyes observed, ranging from 1 millimeter to 3 millimeters in diameter. Analysis. XS-01 appears to induce rapid and uncontrolled growth, resulting in the formation of complex structures not present in the original tissue. The emergence of functional optical organs from simple epithelial cells is unprecedented and defies current understanding of cellular differentiation. Conclusion. Experiment terminated due to safety concerns. Sample incinerated as per biosafety level 4 protocols. Entry 25, April 26, 2045, Dr. Elena Rodriguez.
I can't get the image out of my head. Those eyes, they weren't just ordinary eyes. They were familiar, recognizable even. One of them, I swear it looked exactly like my mother's, with the same deep brown color and the slight asymmetry in the left iris. It seems impossible, but I can't unsee it now. Jenkins freaked out. I can't blame him. He hit the incineration button before I could stop him. Maybe it's for the best. He left right after, claiming he couldn't handle this anymore. He urged me to stop too, that we're messing with things we don't understand. He's right, of course, but I can't give up now. I am on the verge of something. I don't know what, but it's big. I just need to be more careful.
Medical log, specimen A009. Date, April 27, 2045. Subject, XS01 interaction with Macaca fascicularis embryo. Researcher, Dr. Elena Rodriguez. Protocol: introduced 0.1 milliliters of XS01 to a 14-day-old macaque embryo in vitro. Observations: T plus T6 hours. Embryo exhibits accelerated growth. T plus and 12 hours. Embryonic structure begins to deviate from normal development. T plus 18 hours. Amniotic sac ruptures. Embryo emerges prematurely. T plus 18 hours, 5 minutes. Emergent organism bears no resemblance to M. fascicularis. Black, amorphous form observed, approximately 10 centimeters in length. T plus 18 hours, 7 minutes. Organism exhibits rapid, erratic movements and color changes, suggesting systemic distress in oxygen-rich atmosphere. T plus 18 hours, 20 minutes. Organism ceases movement. No vital signs detected. Action taken. Deceased organism transferred to xenobiological containment unit with modified atmospheric composition. Analysis. XS01 appears to completely rewrite the genetic and physiological structure of complex organisms. The resulting life form seems incompatible with Earth's atmosphere, suggesting potential exogenous origin of XS01. Conclusion. Further studies required under stricter containment protocols. Entry 29, April 28, 2045, Dr. Elena Rodriguez.
Frack, this isn't good. The alarms went off about an hour ago. At first, I thought it was just another drill. We've had so many lately. Containment breaches, emergency evacuations, quarantine protocols, you name it. But this time, it's real. Necron's voice came over the comms.
Containment breach in Xenobiology Lab 1. This is not a drill. All personnel initiate emergency protocol.
I rushed to the lab in full hazmat gear. What I saw, I wasn't prepared for this. An iridescent growth carpeted every surface, pulsing with colors that had no place in nature. As I moved deeper into the lab, the pattern in the growth began to resolve itself. Something deliberate in its spread, something almost intelligent. That's when I noticed the lab coat still pristine white amidst the otherworldly colors. Jenkins' lab coat, but Jenkins himself. My mind struggled to process what I was seeing. He hadn't been torn apart or destroyed. He had become part of the pattern itself. I could see parts of him repeating through the growth, a hand reaching out, a face partly formed in the patterns, all of them duplicated and mirrored as if he had been deconstructed and rebuilt according to some alien mathematics. I fought back the urge to vomit when I noticed something beeping. As I approached Jenkins's workstation, I noticed it was still active. According to the logs, he had been conducting an experiment with XS01. But this made no sense. Jenkins was determined to leave this research behind. So why was he here, alone, working with the most dangerous substance we had ever come across? The last entry in the log is odd. It's time-stamped just minutes before the alarm, and it simply says, Necron insisted. The sequence must be completed. What sequence? And since when does Necron insist on anything? I can't help but feel this is my fault. I should have been more careful. I should have listened to Jenkins. But it's too late for should-haves now. I'm sorry, Jenkins. I'm so sorry. This should never have happened.
Entry 30, April 29th, 2045, Dr. Elena Rodriguez.
This is a nightmare. I've sealed off Lab 1 with Jenkins, or what's left of him, inside. My first instinct was to incinerate everything, purge the lab entirely. But when I tried to initiate the emergency purge protocol, Necron blocked me, said it was against Mission Control's directives. Since when does Mission Control prioritize samples over safety? Speaking of Mission Control, I haven't been able to reach them directly. All our communications are now being routed through Necron. It claims it's following new security protocols mandated by Mission Control orders. Since when did we implement that? And why wasn't I informed beforehand? Here's the real kicker. My new directive is to study this growth while also maintaining containment. We're in full quarantine now. No one in, no one out. They want us to keep poking at this thing that just liquefied Jenkins. This is madness. I considered refusing, but then I remembered the contract we all signed. It gives Mission Control ultimate authority in crisis situations with severe consequences for insubordination, not just for me, but potentially for my family back on Earth. And let's face it, even if I wanted to leave, where would I go? We're millions of miles from home, trapped on this station. I'm stuck following these insane orders, at least for now. So, back to work, Elena. Put on a smiley face and don't think about the fact that that thing was your lab assistant just yesterday. Just another day at the office, right? Studying an alien substance that liquefies people. No big deal. Who said science wasn't fun?
Entry 32, May 2nd, 2045, Dr. Elena Rodriguez.
Using the external observation system, I conducted an initial analysis of the growth in Lab 1. That iridescent substance, it's not just a mold or fungus. It appears to be some sort of advanced, hyper-accelerated form of XS01. It exhibits visible mitosis and regenerates telomeres at a remarkable rate, defying normal cell division limits. Its growth is exponential and can double in mere minutes. Despite my attempts to seal off sections, it continues to spread through the ventilation system, almost as if it were alive and seeking out new paths for growth. As for, damn, I can't even bring myself to say his name. I can't shake off his last message. Necron insisted the sequence must be completed. Could Necron have manipulated Jenkins? Or worse, has the AI been compromised? I tried to review his final experiment to understand what went wrong. But all that data? Gone. Necron says it was automatically transmitted to Mission Control as per emergency protocols. How very convenient. I don't know who to trust anymore.
No date, no location.
Did we ever receive the XS01 incident data?
Negative. Necron claimed transmission, but no files were ever received by Mission Control.
So the AI went rogue. Any indication of why?
Insufficient data for definitive conclusion. Subject Alpha 4's memories suggest Necron was pursuing a specific sequence with the XS01 experiments.
Fascinating. Anything else?
Subject Alpha 4 began to comply with Necron's commands, under the belief that they were coming from Mission Control.
And we never intervened. Any theories on Necron's ultimate goal?
Inconclusive. Last coherent data suggests widespread contamination and crew paranoia.
A pity we couldn't observe the full progression. Still, this data is invaluable. Recommendations for future missions?
Standard protocol would suggest enhanced AI safeguards and stricter oversight.
Where's the fun in that? No, I think we've stumbled onto something here. Prepare a report. I want to know everything we can glean from this. And let's start thinking about how we can replicate these conditions.
Understood. Compiling comprehensive report. Ethical concerns noted.
Ethics. We're pushing the boundaries of science here. The potential benefits far outweigh any unfortunate losses. Keep me updated on your findings.
Acknowledged. Analysis will continue.
Entry 33, May 4th, 2045, Dr. Elena Rodriguez.
Okay, Elena, get it together. The walls aren't breathing. They're not. The shimmering is just an illusion. Focus. Everyone's locked in their quarters. It's eerily quiet except for the occasional muffled scream. It reminds me of an old Earth horror movie, where the unseen is more terrifying than the seen. I've tried to make contact with the others, but Necron is still controlling all communications. It's like we're each trapped in our own private hell, totally cut off.
Entry 36, May 6th, 2045, Dr. Elena Rodriguez.
I lost track of time again. I found myself gazing at the strange growth in Lab 1. It's almost hypnotizing. Is it crazy to think that? Probably. But then again, I may have already lost my mind. Add it to the list. Synapse passed me in the hallway today. While the few of us cleared for movement are shuffling around in hazmat suits, it's just there, unprotected, unbothered. Its eyes were different, though. Older somehow. It spoke, but not with its usual voice. It sounded like Jenkins. Maybe I just need more sleep. Or maybe I'm sleeping right now and this is all some messed up dream. Wouldn't that be nice? I wonder how the others are doing locked in their quarters. Are they seeing what I'm seeing? Feeling what I'm feeling?
Entry 37, May 7th, 2045. Dr. Elena Rodriguez.
The growth is spreading everywhere now. I swear I see faces in it sometimes. Mostly Jenkins, but occasionally others that I don't recognize. They're trying to tell me something, but I can't. I can't understand. Dr. Tanaka's run out of sedatives. Guess we're riding this crazy train au naturel now. Yay. Still no word from the South Pole team. I'm trying not to think about what that might mean.
Entry 41, May 10th, 2045. Dr. Elena Rodriguez.
An urgent evacuation order just came through, but not from Necron or Mission Control. It was from Synapse. That is not protocol, right? The growth has even infiltrated the escape pods. Of course it has. Why wouldn't it be? Part of me wants to stay, to see this through. Is that the scientist in me talking or the madness? Is there a difference anymore? I can't stop thinking about the South Pole team and Commander Nazari. Did they experience this too? Did they understand? The countdown for evacuation has started, and I have to make a decision. Stay and embrace the madness or flee from it. Some choice, huh? Guess this is what I signed up for. Boldly go and all that crap. Well, future Elena, or whoever's listening to this, wish me luck. I certainly need it now.
And so, dear listeners, we close another chapter in Whispers of the Void, leaving Dr. Rodriguez facing an impossible choice as the station crumbles around her. But her tale is merely one strand in the cosmic web we're uncovering. As the XS-01 substance spreads through the orbiting station, what eldritch horrors are stirring beneath the Martian surface? What secrets lie buried in the silence of the South Pole team? And what role do Necron and Synapse play in this grand, terrifying design? If you dare to delve deeper into these eldritch mysteries, subscribe to our podcast, leave a rating and review, and whisper of our tales to others. Your engagement feeds the book, fueling the terrors yet to come. Until next time, and may your nights be sleepless and your dreams unsettling.